Well, that's not too bad today. Can't believe it. I phoned up to book the service yesterday actually, and they said, how many miles have you got on your bike? I went, oh, right, 5,500 I think. I get down to the bike last night, 4,000 miles. That is all. 4,000 miles in a year. Well, over a year since I got it last. End of September, I think. September 2019. Would have been much more if it weren't for those perishing coronavirus bacterioids. Oh, it's a virus, isn't it? Not bacteria. Ooh. Oh, bliss. I remember last night when I was getting the bike ready to leave this morning, remember to leave the heated hand grips on. So yes, when I drop this bike off, I'll be getting a courtesy bike, but I have no idea what I'm getting. Is there anything I'd like to try? Well, yes. I wouldn't mind a little spin on an S1000RR. Wouldn't mind a spin on a 1250 GS or 1250RS or 1250R for that matter. Similar to the one I test rode last year. I enjoyed that bike. I've ridden this bike in about a month, I guess. It's been quite a while, and it's quite a lightweight bike. It means I'm kind of overreacting, and I feel a bit clumsy on the bike. I'll have a bit of that, and I can have a bit of that. It bloody loves it. There's the BMW shop just over there. Hello, well, my ride today, courtesy bike, is a BMW, obviously, look around, R1250RS exclusive. I've always had a hankering for riding this model since riding the R1250R naked version last year, which I really enjoyed a lot, and the only thing that really stopped me going for this bike, or stopped me considering this bike, was just the added weight of the, the extra bodywork over the R. The R was already on the heavy side, a bit too heavy for my liking. But I've no doubt that this is a good bike. Yeah, it feels quite heavy, especially compared to the bike I just stepped off. But having said that, if I was used to a heavier bike, obviously, then this would feel quite light. So it's just acclimatizing. I do believe the screen is adjustable. Oh yeah, I think I can work it out. I think that's a pivot in front. Let's see if I can reach it. Yeah, it's adjustable, but I'll leave it wherever it is at the moment. The engine is cold, as you can see by the dynamic red line. It's only at 6,000 RPM at the moment. Oh wow, I forgot, that's got quite a turn of speed about it. But I've got a bit of buffeting going on. First little stretch down the dual carriageway there, I got a bit of buffeting on the old helmet and my shoulders, so let's just see how adjustable this screen is. Can we go any higher? Nope, don't look like it. I don't know if it's kind of infinitely adjustable or whether it's just got two positions, but I've put it on its lowest position now, so we'll see what that does for us. as we give it a few revs in a mo. Oh, the shift is good. The buffeting is slightly reduced from the screen in its lower position. We've got 80 on the clock, which I'm sure is overreading. It's not a true 80. I'm sure of that. And we're doing just under 4,500 RPM. That's fairly relaxed. Dude, I'm only in road mode as well. I do like that low down torque. It's funny because I remember saying that the R1250R was slightly lacking down below. Yeah, I think when I rode the 1250R, that was my first flat twin. I think my first even ever BMW that I've ridden. And I had expectations, I think, for the 1250 flat twin. I was expecting more torque than I got. Well, I've ridden quite a few bikes since then. So I think it might be time to revisit my opinion. Because I really like, so far, the torque delivery down low. Would I consider exchanging my R for a 1250R? Again, for this one, I think I'm not a fan of the weight of the bike. Then again, you're speaking to a man who wants to buy a ZH2, which weighs about the same as this bike. So I think I should just shut the f*** up when it comes to my comments about weights of bikes. So yeah, when I test rode the 1250R and the 1000R on the same day, I rode the 1250R first and I really liked it. And the 1000R was second choice. I was actually looking to buy a 1250R. The 1000R was going to be a second choice. I thought I'd give it a try because, you know, it's a powerful, sporty bike. And I was surprised that it wasn't gutless at low revs. I was expecting, you know, no real torque until, you know, 7,000 RPM or whatnot. But the S1000R, I found, was really grunty between like 2,000 and 4,000 RPM. And it sold me on it. It's just I wasn't expecting it. So it was great at the top, great at the bottom, more than I expected. So I was like, yeah, actually, I want one of these. But the 1250R is a really good machine. And the nice thing about this bike, because it's a big capacity twin, you can go quickly without sounding like you're going quickly. Basically, with my R, if you're going fast, everyone knows it. This big flat twin is a bit harder to tell. And I like that. I like being a bit stealthy, especially nowadays. So the exciting question coming up in the next couple of minutes is, can I get this bike into the back garden? Wow. That is so close. I do not want to scratch the paint. That'll do. Sadly, you probably can't see a thing. You can probably see that. Weather forecast, don't know if you can see that, but oh, they've changed it slightly. It's spitting outside. It's currently where's time? Nearly 8 o'clock in the morning. It's quite dark, but this is the best chance of going for a ride today, because it only gets wetter, or the likelihood of rain only gets higher. If you know anything about GoPros, you know they're not very good in the dark. Unfortunately, it's pretty much dark. Not very good light at all. Imagine the picture quality right now is pretty darn ropey. In fact, I might as well just show you a video of puppies playing in the snow. That'd be more entertaining than what we got right now. So, part of this ride then is, yeah, just have one more little chance to get to know this bike and this engine before I give it back later. But also, I'm actually testing gadgetry. Now, my helmet camera, which is getting covered in rain, will be pretty useless soon. That's the GoPro Hero 9, and I downloaded a new firmware update yesterday for the camera, which enables the use of an old GoPro gadget that I've got, which is the 3.5mm mic adapter, and that allows me to connect my helmet microphone direct to the GoPro, which I've not been able to do until yesterday. Now, I've used this GoPro adapter before on my other GoPro, my old GoPro U, in fact, the Hero 6, but it was unreliable at best, and by that I mean it often recorded no audio at all. So I'm just hoping for the best, that the adapter works as advertised with this camera. One thing I wanted to test is the tractability of the engine. Yeah, 6th gear will pull from 50 miles an hour, which is about 2,500 RPM. Doesn't really like it any lower than that. So I need to be consistent here. I slagged off the speed triple when I took that for a test ride for pretty much the same kind of behaviour. It couldn't pull 6th gear at about 40 miles an hour, and neither can this. However, you probably won't find this out on this ride today because it's wet and it's slimy. It's no fun being out here, but do think this engine has more character than the speed triple, personally, in my opinion. And certainly the 1250R naked bike that I rode, test rode last year, I had more fun on that than I did on the speed triple. Personal opinions, people. So we know this is fairly heavy bike. I think it's about 243 kilos wet officially, but once you're riding, it doesn't feel overly ponderous, but it does feel, yeah, quite weighty. Similar sensation to my old 1250 Bandit, which weighed another 10 kilos on top of this, I think. But this bike's got like about 30 more horsepower than the Bandit, and quite a bit more torque, I believe. quite a bit of pull on this engine. I like it. This is a nice ride, but I do like its turn of speed and how angry it gets when you give the throttle a good twist. It has got good mid-range torque. I've put the dash on its sports display, which is good because you get a slightly better view of the rev counter, so you can see where the revs are exactly. So yeah, I've noticed then really the bike, especially in the taller gears, doesn't like pulling under 2,500 RPM. So not quite as tractable as I hoped it would be. So there's every chance that a Super Duke car or a Super Adventure, those big KTMs, they might not be any worse than this bike in terms of pulling low revs. So somehow my GoPro's still recording.